So what do we have here? That's right, we got Space Wolves content, and it's not looking too shabby either. Also, I played the brand new operation, and let me tell you what, this is by far one of the best operations coming to the game. And finally, our first real look at the Prestige system as well. And the big weapon rework is here, which includes a ton of stuff going on with some new options as well as a reworked perk tree for all the weapons. So yes, welcome to the public test server where we get to test out the big update 7 before it releases, and yeah, we'll see what's going on here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a video guide in that description below so you can skip ahead to the cosmetics, to what's going on with the Space Wolves. Also, if you want to see me play the brand new operation, you could check that out as well. And then the weapon perks, the new weapon, all sorts of cool stuff. So check that description down below to skip ahead to what you seek. And look at this. Yes, the Vanguard is going to be getting very special treatment this go around. We have a unique Vanguard class champion skin for none other than the Space Wolves. And dude, we have furs. Yes, this is what I've been looking for. That looks absolutely badass. I cannot wait to check this out. Unfortunately, I cannot play as this, but we can at least look at it in the PTS. Man, how I wish I can actually, get this geared up. I say we take a look at those new customization options, starting out with the Imperial Fist Champion. He's a Relic DLC coming up here with Update 7, but let's talk about Space Wolves. I've got to show you guys the cool stuff going on with Space Wolves. Yeah, check it out. We have a new helm. That looks really, really cool, of course. Biggie looks cool, too. And then we have, if we're scrolling down here, where is the Space Wolves? I can't remember if it's under here. I don't think it is under here. It is on the other one, I believe. So scrolling on. There it is. Dude. I love the look of that, So I'm all about the Space Wolves. You guys know that I also want to see some furs. A little bit disappointed that we don't have furs with this one, but I will absolutely take it, of course. But yeah, we also have a new chest armor piece for the Space Wolves. Look at that. I just love the look of this, dude. It kind of has almost like a Viking feel to it as well. But all their stuff is just super detailed. But yeah, even here it would be cool, if they had like fur options and stuff like that. All right, cool. So we do have a Space Wolves option here for one of the legs. That's awesome looking. So yeah, I was wondering. But also checking out some of the color patterns you can expect for Space Wolves as well. Tons of options here. That one's very, very cool. I love the blue wolf there. That is very cool, dude. Yeah, this is definitely like right up my alley. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything else for the customization, but some cool stuff here. And yes, you can finally change the color of the cloth for the bulwark, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so this is actually going to be really, really cool for you bulwark mains. And I should mention a highly requested feature to be able to color your hands separately from the arms has been added to the game. So they're going all in with the customization, which I absolutely love. So yeah, so I got a ton of features to test out in the public test server, teasing what to expect from patch 7. So we'll start out with Prestige ranks. All right, so yeah, we can find the new Prestige system under the perk tree for each individual class. It's going to be different per class. So for example, for Tactical, we have Prestige 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. Now, I believe that these have already been selected. We can go in here and reset. I'm kind of curious to see what would happen if we did reset these. Let's just go ahead and try it. There we go. It opens up and it tells us what we could do here. Choose a perk for Prestige perk slot 1. So we do have some options right here. Acuity, Skilled Supplier, Second Look, for example. So Acuity was what we just read. Skilled Supplier says ammo reserve increases by 10%. And then, of course, Second Look says if no enemy has been scanned by the time the Auspex scan zone disappears, Auspex scan charge is restored. But yeah, if you're wondering why these are locked, of course, it does tell you that you can unlock these at Prestige level 2, that will be one of the options here. And then at Prestige 2, you also have this option as well. But let's go ahead and do Acuity and see what happens. So even with Prestige perk slot 2, we can go in here and choose those previous options, but we do have those new options that just unlocked for us, which include collecting an ammo box, restores ability charge by 10%, and then stims restore 25% more health, not too shabby. Still within, says when your health is less then 50%, you take 15% less health damage. And when your health is less than 25%, ability charge regeneration is 15% faster. We'll do resilience. Let's try it. Okay. And then for perk slot 3, same selection here. We will go for Still Within. And then finally for perk slot number 4, what do we want to do? Let's do this one right here. That has been confirmed. So boom, there you go. So that's kind of how the system works here for the tactical. But you know what? Again, like every single class is different with what you can actually acquire here. So this is really cool. So heading into Assault, for example, let's take a look at what Assault would actually get. So boosted recharge, collecting an armor boost, restores ability charge by 25%. Indomitable Spirit says, while performing a gun strike, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. Perfect Parry says, and Perfect Block, windows increase by 25%. Fortitude, health increases by 15%. This is only unlocked at Prestige level 2. And then Scrambled Targeting says, if you are surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 20% less damage from ranged attacks. And then Practice Aim says range damage increased by 20%. Commendation says reviving a squad member fully restores jump packs charge and all armor segments. And yeah, I can even go in here and reset this because yeah, they're giving us infinite everything basically. We're maxed out. Everything is good to go. So you can really goof off and mess around with everything. So that's really cool. All right, Vanguard. Let's see what the Vanguard prestige system looks like here. So let's go ahead and take a look-see. So we have Battlefield Awareness. If a target is within 8 meters, you deal 20% more range damage. When your health is less than 25%, ability charge regeneration is 15% faster. Indomitable Spirit. So it's kind of similar between the classes. You'll notice while performing a gun strike, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. Restoration, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, Launch Restoration says using the grapnel launcher restores 1 armor segment. And then health increases by 15% with Fortitude, of course. And then Well Equipped says equipment damage increased by 20%. I actually like the Launch Restoration. I think that's actually a legit perk. That would be very, very nice. But for the Bulwark, what do we got going on here? Let's take a look. Now, we have Auxiliary Reload. Melee kills of extremist level or higher enemies restore your secondary weapons ammo by 1 magazine. Stims restore 25% more health. Overcharge says charged attack damage decreased by 20%. And then Standard Bearer, after activating Chapter Banner, you become invulnerable for 2 seconds, which is kind of pretty nice. And then Masterful Defense, ability charge is restored by 1% for every blocked ranged attack. And then Powerful Shot says range damage increased by 20%. And then, of course, Rally Point. Chapter Banner additionally removes negative status effects while active. That is pretty useful. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the prestige system so far as we go through it. We got the sniper here. What do we got? Emperor's Grace. When Camo Cloak activates, you become invulnerable 2 damage, for 2 seconds. Secondary weapon spread is reduced by 25% with versatile precision. Booster Recharge says collecting an armor boost restore ability charge by 10%. And then Conviction. What is Conviction? When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 15 seconds. That's actually pretty good right there. Adrenaline Boost. After a perfect time parry or dodge, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, of course. And yeah, you guys know how it goes. You cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. And Versatility. After switching weapons, your secondary weapon does 20% more damage. The effect lasts until reloading or switching back to your primary. Exacting Focus. After a gun strike, you deal 20% more range damage for 10 seconds. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff right there. I do wish, honestly, that some of the Prestige stuff had like an entirely new like move or ability built into it. That would have been really, really cool. But this is pretty neat with how you can make your character more powerful. Now, we do have, of course, the Heavy. Yeah, I was kind of blanking like the class. But anyway, Overcharge. Charge attack damage increases by 25%. For Auxiliary Reload, melee kills of extremist level. We already know what that one is. Conviction. We know that it's kind of shared between, different classes, of course, with Prestige system. And you'll notice, once again, some of these are familiar between the classes. Then there's some more unique stuff dedicated to just the specific class. Restorative capacity, activating Iron Halo removes negative status effects. For example, best defense, while performing melee attacks, you take 25% less health damage. That's actually pretty good right there. Melee damage increased by 100%. And then we have perseverance, while performing charge attacks, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. So, yeah, there's how the prestige system works. And for the weapon restrictions, they did loosen this up, and they did add in some new options for different classes. So they also have some patch notes here to simplify this for you guys. Of course, the heavy, we're getting the heavy bolt rifle and the heavy bolt pistol this go around. Tactical is getting the combat knife and plasma pistol, as well as the heavy bolt pistol. And then the assault is getting the power sword and plasma pistol. And bulwark is getting the heavy bolt pistol. Now for sniper, we're seeing the heavy bolt pistol and the instigator bolt carbine. And Vanguard is going to be seeing the heavy bolt pistol and bolt carbine. But what is not mentioned here, and what's kind of weird, is that there's no Inferno pistol mentioned, despite the fact that, yes, some of these classes will be getting the Inferno pistol, although I think that that is going to be work in progress. So yeah, we'll have to see what classes exactly get that Inferno pistol at the end of the day. But not every single class, it seems, is going to be getting that new weapon, the Inferno pistol. Which, by the way, here's some gameplay of the Inferno pistol. I got to try it out for myself. It's actually a pretty cool weapon. It's not going to be anything absolutely mind-blowing, I don't feel. But it's a lot of fun to mess around with. I honestly would prefer a brand new melee weapon, but the dev team has said, hey, it's a lot of work still. But I really, really hope that we do get to see some sort of significant melee weapon introduced into the game eventually. And you bolt weapon fans have very good news, because we've got another round of bolt weapon buffs. The bolt rifle, all versions, base damage is increased by 5%. Auto bolt rifle, base damage is increased by 5% as well. And we have another increase by 5% for the instigator bolt carbine. And then for the bolt carbine, the only marksman bolt carbine version, though, ammo reserve, and this is kind of cut off, but I'll finish it off here. It says ammo reserve is increased by 1 magazine size plus 20 as well. So some really nice buffs there for the bolt weapons. So yeah, good news there. And there's also further weapon updates here, the weapon perks update, and my god, this is a huge list. If I read over every single thing that changed here so far, it'd probably take 2 hours. So I'm going to throw this as a link in the description below so you can read the patch notes for yourselves. But just to give you one example with the multi-melta here, and you know, with contingency plan, they go on to say this, it's completely reworked. The new perk is decisive reload. So that's pretty significant. And performing a finisher on a Majoris level or higher enemy with this weapon restores ammo by 1. So yeah, you can see that it's going to be pretty significant with the overhaul here for the weapons. But let's check out the new Operation Exfiltration. Let's go. Okay, here we go. So far, I'm liking the look of this one. Gentlemen, form up. Let's rock and roll. I had to play as my go-to tactical. Whoa! Oh boy.
Take heed, Viridian. Trigon target acquisition vectors are unknown. Best keep moving and stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter.
Oh my god.
Attacking.
Dude! Okay, we gotta keep moving. Maybe if we stay on the rocks, we're good. Like trimmers? I don't know, let's find out. Brace yourselves. Take it on the rock. Now, dude! Woo! Rock and roll. All right, loving it. I know under the hood they say that they've adjusted so many different things. So far, I'm really liking how it feels. Let's go. Look at this lighting. I guess it's this way. Oh, duh. Alright, so now we're on the right path. We gotta keep running away from this damn Tyrannid. Keeps hunting us. Man, this game is still, like, gorgeous. And I gotta say, you know, kudos to the dev team for making the operations free. I think that's so critical to the longevity of the game's life. And then once we start getting into like year 2 and stuff, to have all those operations sitting there waiting for newcomers to come in, I think that's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. Get in there. Let's go. Girl! We will be silenced, of course. And stabbed to death. Farm up. We're going for it. There it is.
Centimetrian's Keep.
Go. Call the elevator. Where is it? Go. Where's the damn button? You little SOB. Can we get in here? Oh god! I have no healing. I'm screwed, guys. Or am I? Oh, I might actually be. I feel like the difficulty on this operation might be a little bit more intense. I don't know. I might be wrong, though. Run! Use the elevator buttons. All right, let's go. What's next?
Viridian, the servo skull is enslaved to an unknown master. I am... Irritant signal silence.
Uh-oh.
This is why I do not trust tech.
Where'd it go? I got this. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's keep moving. I don't know. This is shaping up to be one of my favorite operations in terms of the art style. It's beautiful. The lighting. Oh my god. Grenade out! Get him! Execution activated. Oh my god. Avengers assemble. Yeah, there's gonna be no boss fight in this one. It'll just end. So that's something to remember. Oh my god, it's like every area has these beautiful vistas.
Status. The facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition. Melter charges.
Oh, I thought he was charging. Yeah, there he goes.
The infestation.
Mess with the wrong Space Marine. Oh, we gotta use melted charges to eradicate the tunnels. Oh, okay. Yeah!
Deployment approved.
Oh, shoot. Well, that was kind of pathetic.
Detonate it!
I think it worked. Definitely heading in the right direction. Can confirm. Oh my god, dude.
Activating all states advanced.
I think I'm screwed. Or not. Woo! Okay, so. Plop it in there. And detonate it. Yeah. Bloop. Should be good enough. We got it. We got it. Nicely done. Okay, let's get some armor. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, crap. What do we have here? The Trigun. Shoot him! Hell yes! Where are you going? Okay. I got this.
Deep scan ready.
Dude. Love it.
Broken.
Let's go. Whoa.
Meat lackey seems like overkill, Gallia. You think too highly of me. These poor, inert variables shall perish here, devoured by the Tyranids. And you do not care.
Atrium shut down power to the uplink terminals. You must resupply the generator with a backup power cell.
Got spores.
Tyranids will annihilate you, but she underestimates the second company.
Grab it.
I have a power cell.
Restart the generators with the power cells.
I don't know which way to go. Got it.
I will not yield to these wolves.
Time to die.
So we go around this way? Okay.
This power cell should.
It's too late. I plugged it in, you SOB. Let's go.
And defend. I am within the field.
Disable this console.
Return to Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks.
Okay, retrieve the brain. Where's the brain?
Reloading.
The brain is somewhere.
Science, Metrian. Meridian, confirm possession of her quivering mass of computational gray matter. I hold the temptress straight. Pilot, Meridian is ready for evacuation. Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now.
Let's go. Let's get out of here, man. Good job, gentlemen. Oh, there's more? Now what?
Warspec scan confirms this is the correct vector. Scars in the link.
Die already.
Alright, good job. Guess we go down. This is a long operation. This is a huge chunk of content for free. Like, what?
Brothers, more are incoming.
Oh god! Gee. We literally just bumped into each other.
All specs. Half visual income.
Yeah, Bulwark doing his thing. That's what I'm talking about. Into the tunnel we go.
Swapping magazine.
Alright, so yeah, this is where the new operation comes to a close. It's work in progress near the end. That's what they stated. I don't know if they have plans for a boss. I think they do. I'll keep you guys in the know about that one, of course. But yeah, there's a look at what's going on the PTS right now about all things Update 7. So everyone's going to be hopping on there, giving feedback about what they think about the new operation, the new changes to, like, you know, the weapon perks and everything else, of course. And then they will be finalizing everything for Update 7, which I think should be releasing. I'm crossing my fingers by the end of March. I haven't exactly said, but I think that's probably the goal. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the new operation, all the cool content. Sound off in the comments down below. But thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.